Mike, there was a big focus on the part of the U.S. media on the alpine skier Mikaela Shiffrin. She entered 6 events, but has failed so far to get any medals. Was the pressure too much for her? I mean, these athletes do face enormous mental pressure, don't they?
Enormous mental pressure. And you think about someone like Nathan Chen, who just 4 years ago experienced a somewhat similar fate as Mikaela Shiffrin did this go around. Not doing very well, finishing in 17th place, coming back triumphantly to win gold this go around. Mikaela Shiffrin had high hopes, certainly being a cover girl for Sports Illustrated, having a lot of hopes behind her, and then just being able to come out falling on the snow, missing gates, having social media pressure get to her, having media pressure get to her. These athletes are under a lot of pressure. This is not an NBA game or the World Series or even a Super Bowl where if you don't come through in the clutch, you are able to get out there next year. Yes, there are the World Championships and different events, but these Olympics are every 4 years. Not every 4 years do you get a Shaun White situation where he's able to come back year after year, a Chloe Kim, and build up that momentum. A lot of times it's 4 years and then you are forgotten on the national stage for another 4 years until these Olympics come. So Shiffrin had a lot riding on this and she just did not come through. And it's going to be one of those athletes that you're going to remember these Olympic Games for her not coming through and, to use the term, failing quite spectacularly.
You mentioned social media, Mike, and it's interesting because, athletes now, they're not just being covered by sports journalists and sports writers like yourself, but it's the general public that can criticize them on social media.
Yeah, and that's it. There's a double-edged sword for that. Obviously, there are just random people on social media that if you turn off your messages or your notifications, you're not getting those messages. So you're going out of your way to find them in a sense. But again, if you live in that social media world, which a lot of these athletes do now, not only to connect with their public, but to connect with their sponsors and endorsers and things of that nature. But social media could also have a kind of leveling of the playing field. Simone Biles put out a statement on her social media accounts in support of Mikaela Shiffrin. Certainly you remember what happened with her during the Summer Games where she was battling some mental health issues and took some time away. So not to say that social media can have some good, but you can get support from other public figures in that space. But you saw different Olympic athletes like Eileen Gu, who participated under the Chinese flag instead of the U.S. flag when she won gold. Again, if you want to call it social media vitriol, came out after her, as well as some political commentators as well. So again, if you look at the entire media ecosphere and this echo chamber that everyone's been built upon, it's a small minority of people that get a lot of attention. But overall, Shiffrin has to look internal to see where she made those mistakes, where she can learn from them. And was it the pressure or was it just not performing when the stage was the brightest?